was right. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Cool. Thanks. As a reminder, please silence all cell phones. Welcome to tonight's press conference for the Norfolk State Spartans. Norfolk State's Sports Information Director is Alex Lembeck. Today we are joined by head coach Larry Vickers and student athletes Diamond Johnson and Kiera Wheeler. Coach Vickers, would you like to make an opening statement?
Okay. I'll be lying if I said we weren't, a little disappointed with the result of the game. And I think you could probably tell once things kind of got to 25 that we began to be really disappointed, and it kind of showed late. But I will say, this team has done incredible things this year, winning 15 in a row, winning back-to-back regular season and postseason championships. First time in 10 years in our league. But even with the great basketball accolades, I think this team, every team preaches family, but they allowed me to be a basketball coach this year. We didn't have any locker room drama. We didn't have any of that extra foolishness, So I'm so happy for this group just to have that tremendous year that they had. And they worked every day, and, things didn't go the way we wanted them to, but we know it's only going to be one team at the end with a W next to it. So, this moment might have come at another time.
We'll now take questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if we have time for your questions.
Both of you guys, obviously 15 straight to get to this point. That's no small feat. And I know it's disappointing to lose, but you guys showed a lot of fight tonight, especially on the offensive end and on the defensive end for you, Kiera. So just trying to speak to the toughness of this team, but then also how you guys felt in this matchup, although you were up against Stanford.
I think my team has, like you said, we had that 15-game winning streak, and we was battle-tested a lot this year, and it was a lot of different scenarios. So when we came into the game, it was really us versus us. I mean, we've been working on defense all year, and we take pride in our defense. So I really just encourage my team to go out there and be dominant because Stanford is a big team, so we couldn't go out there and play little because they're big.
Yeah, like she said, coming off a 15 straight winning streak. But we did have some tough games within that 15 games. But here we wanted to compete. We knew Stanford was going to be a tough game, but I think we compete, and I think we gave it our all. I think we played physical. I think it was tough. Not the result we wanted, but definitely proud of this group for sure.
All right, Mike Robertson, African-American athlete. So Diamond. Oh, okay. Well, Diamond, you down there with the trees, and that's kind of a metaphor because Stanford is a tree. But you're down there with the trees getting 8 rebounds, and then also, Kiera, you got 8 rebounds. But what was your mindset coming all the way out here to California and playing against Stanford, and then 2 All-Americans on this team, and then you also have their top 3-point shooter of all time. So what was your mindset coming into this matchup?
Well, my mindset was to prepare as much as possible, practice hard, work out hard, watch film, and like I said, come here and compete. That's really was our mindset. We got to play tough, physical, can't worry about everything else. Coming between those lines, it's us and the other team, and yeah. It's kind of the mindset, honestly, just to compete and play super hard and don't give up.
Back here, hi, Kiera. This one's for you, Michelle Smith from The Next. What was the point where the shift started to happen? You guys hung with them for quite a long time early in the game, and then when they started to push away, what was happening at the point where they were starting to put some distance between you guys and them?
I think we were defending well. We just had a hard time putting the ball in the basket. So it was really us not scoring the ball that separated us, not really our defense. Our defense remained the same. It was very physical, and we were rotating. So the ball not falling for us was one of our main problems in that second quarter.
Harold Gutman with the Virginian Pilot. Kiera, you mentioned the ball not going in the basket. Both of you guys, had you got points, but they made it really difficult for you to get those points. Took a lot of shots. I guess what were they doing that made it so difficult? Do you think?
Our pace was sped up, and we had to make different reads that we didn't have to make previously. So I think it was really just us kind of settling in or trying to get settled into the court, into the environment.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com. This question is for Diamond. I can't remember which quarter this was in, but you made a really difficult shot, baseline shot, kind of threw it up among like 3 or 4 defenders, and it fell. Just talk about what's kind of the key to making shots like that, and just what are you seeing, what are you reacting to, just how do you make shots like that?
Believe it or not, I actually practice those type of balance shots. You never know when you need to pull it out. So I really just practice those shots. At the end of shot clocks, practicing how to get my shot off against taller defenders and stuff like that. So it's just really practice, and it's a mindset like, okay, I have to make this shot. So.
Hi, Diamond. Janie McCauley from
Hey.
AP. I had a calf cramp last week, and I think that's what you had. But were both your legs did you just start cramping up?
Yeah, I felt it as I was running on the court, but I'm still like, I'm good to play. Because, I don't like getting off the court. But once I went for the layup, I came down, and both of them just clenched, and I just couldn't, I couldn't move my legs. And it happened for a pretty long time, so.
Shot of pickle juice?
No, I actually had a salt packet, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm definitely getting some pickle juice later.
Okay. I was watching, and I saw you had something. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What will you remember about this team and this season?
That's for us.
Yeah.
The family that we built and the work that we put in. It was not easy for us all year. Despite our record, we had to work for it. It was a lot of anticipation of this group coming up from last year because of the success we had. So I think that when we knew the standards that was going to be put on us, we put in a little more work and determination. And every single last one of these girls are my sisters, and I think we put a lot of work in to build that family as well.
I think the mindset that we all have, we was all in the summertime. Like, this was one of our goals. We worked like super, super hard. And I couldn't ask for more of a family than this team. They definitely welcomed me, and it felt super comfortable. They just built like a sisterhood, and the mentality that they have. Obviously, playing in the MEAC, it's a lot more tougher teams. They want to get at you every night. So I think that prepared us to raise our expectations. So I think every goal that we wanted this season, I think we reached. So I'm definitely proud of the team and their mindset and how hard that we really worked, and yeah.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsReport.com with the players. Just talk about the energy you guys got from your fans. Your band was awesome tonight. Your mascot was awesome doing break dances. Just talk about the support you guys got. You guys have gotten all season from them, and just how cool is it to see, your band and spirit groups travel cross country and bring the kind of energy that they did tonight.
Yeah.
I love that they followed us all the way to Cali to come support us. It was honestly amazing. I seen the mascot. I was trying to focus on the game, but he was hitting the splits multiple times. I'm like, oh. But it's really just been amazing to see the green and gold support us like this and kind of rally behind us all the way in California. It means a lot because, that Stanford gym gets loud, but I could hear them on the sideline room for us, and it meant a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it was a double question. Like she said, the Stanford crowd was super loud. But when we did something good, I heard our fans too. And when we walked out at halftime to the locker room, they was like, we got it. They were just very supportive. It was like a 5-hour flight, so for them to travel all the way here, it means a lot. It means that they really support us. So we definitely appreciate that.
To be an HBCU and have the winningest coach, Tar Vanderveer, say how you guys came out and did what you do well about defensively. She said you guys really took it to them on defense. And to hear or to know that she said that about you guys, but to be an HBCU and prove that, you know, you guys are tough. You guys can be between the lines with just about anybody and fight for a win. What does that mean to you guys to be able to represent in that way?
It's just a sign of respect. That was nice to hear. Definitely coming from the most winningest coach in D1 basketball. So that's love. And we definitely respect her too. What she did at Stanford. It's kind of cool. Definitely kind of cool for her to say that. So.
I definitely appreciate her saying that as well, and it just means a lot to us. And we know we gotta keep the standard the same because our defense intensity will always keep us there in the games, and that's what we take pride on. So I'm glad that we're getting recognition because it's a lot of hard work that goes into our defense.
Thank you, Diamond and Kiera. You can rejoin your teammates in the locker room.
Thank you.
We'll now take questions for Coach Vickers. As a reminder, please state your name and affiliation at the beginning of each question. If you're on the Zoom call and have a question, please use the raise hand function, and I will call on you if we have time for your questions.
All right, Coach. Mike Robertson, African-American athlete, also a proud HBCU alum, Tennessee State. So when you come out here with the pride of a HBCU, and then you're on the sideline with a legend like Tyra, what does it go into it for you? What did you want to prove tonight? I know you want to win, but what did you want to prove on your coaching acumen?
Well, you know, we kind of knew going into the game, obviously they're the number 5 team in the country, a number 2 seed. They could have easily been a 1. But, you know, a lot of teams don't get to see us play. A lot of people don't get to see us play. Like, that was my first time meeting Coach because she watches a lot of West Coast teams. I watch a lot of East Coast teams. So that was my first time ever meeting her. But, you know, so for us, we just wanted, you know, I had a lot of text messages when I checked my phone from people on the West Coast. You know, people who generally don't get to see us as much. So, you know, as we begin, to build our brand, we kind of want to be known as more than just the HBCU basketball team, even though we are that with the number 1 band in HBCU, you know, with the number 1 mascot in HBCU. You know, we want to be more than just that. We want to be the program to where when the next Diamond Johnson commits, it's not on the ESPN ticker. You know, so we just want to continue to build our brand and work hard and do things the right way and hope that recruits will continue to see what we do, love it, and then come join us. Yes, ma'am.
Coach Michelle Smith from the Next. 2 questions. One, with Erioff and Brink, how much more of a challenge is it that there's 2 such skilled post players? And they have a lot of size, but how much is their length also a problem?
Well, I'll tell you, and I mentioned it yesterday. I have every channel, Fios, Verizon, and we don't have Pac-12 network. So I had no clue how good and how much better Kiki got, Erioff, and I don't want to mispronounce her name. She is so good. I mean, the film doesn't even, she's so good. It's, you know, and you see Brink everywhere, which you should, but I couldn't believe, as somebody who follows everything and watches as much college basketball as I possibly can, that I had no clue that she was that good. So when you talk about, it's 2 of them, double trouble, and, you know, Coach didn't really play her a ton in the second, maybe because we play a lot of zone, like the second half. She went with more shooters, which obviously was super effective. But, gosh, she's good. Strong, physical, turning face, and then everybody knows what Brink does. Her intensity, you know, she's number 2 obviously on draft boards, but I told the ref, I said, she's number 2 because she can sell fouls. It was like James Harden out there. She's selling everything, wrapping everything up. And that's a skill set. That's a skill set that a lot of players don't have, to have that basketball IQ to do things like that. But then when you put those 2 with that shooting, it's tough. And I thought we did a good job getting to the shooters for the most part, but we probably weren't there 6 times, and they made all 6 of those.
Coach. Kaushik Sampa with the Stanford Daily. You mentioned that you guys put a lot of zone, I think, early on in the game. What was kind of the thought process that went into that? And obviously, I think towards the end, you guys got a lot of deflections and stuff. So obviously, the defense was really working. So what kind of went into that?
A lot of programs in the Pac-12. I hate to say this, but they play like Stanford. A lot of those programs are kind of copy and paste for the most part, with the huge wings that can all shoot the basketball. We watched every zone clip they had this year. It might have been like 95. So we were going to show them something different. I thought they did do an okay job making adjustments in the second half. Obviously, coaches coach for a reason. But I kind of let some of mine get tired. And that was, if I could do anything over again, I'd go to my normal sub pattern instead of letting my stars get to the point to where they were just really, really fatigued.
All right, Coach. And our band did win a Grammy, but you didn't hear that from me. So how much of an inspiration was that Grambling upset, even though it was on the men's side, but how much of an inspiration was that, being that you watched that, knowing that you're going to have a pretty tough task coming out to California, but Grambling's men's basketball team, they got an upset win to come into the tournament, right? So I was just wondering, a lot of people that are HBCU alums or coaches were so excited about that, and it was really inspirational.
Who did Grambling beat? You talking about the other night? Oh, that was a play-in. We win those. We're going to win play-ins. That's not an upset. I'll tell you, as a men's basketball coach, I was a part of the coaching staff when Norfolk State beat Missouri. They were at that time the number 3 team in the country with the highest odds. That's an upset. We expect to win them playing games. It's tough, I'll say, for us. It's tough to schedule. It's tough to do different things. I feel like, maybe, we didn't get Diamond until game 10. So we get Diamond and we have her for Wake, and we have her for our Miami tournament. If we have her a lot early, maybe then we can get a 12, and we don't have to see Stanford this year, and we don't have to see South Carolina last year. So as we continue to try and schedule and win these non-conference games, I thought officiating okay. It was cool for the most part today when you're supposed to be on a neutral site. But, for us, we want to win some more non-conference, high major games early to get to a, Middle Tennessee 13, to get to a 12. That's the next step for us, and, hopefully we can get there one day.
Ben Parker, CardinalSportsPart.com. First of all, Coach, just congratulations on your season.
Thanks.
Secondly, just kind of talk about the challenge of facing a Stanford team that not only has tremendous size inside with Cam and Kiki, but also with players that can hit the three. Bosgana was hitting threes. Jump was hitting threes. Just talk about how difficult is it to defend a team that gets it going inside and from the perimeter, both of those aspects.
I've never faced a team with this much shooting. It's like everybody is a Steph close on that team. It's, we kind of label our closeouts Clays, our Kobe's, our Rondos, you try and label closeouts based upon where people can understand what level of shooter they are. Stanford, it's Clay closeouts, Klay Thompson closeouts all over the place. I've never seen a roster. I've never played against a roster. I'm not going to say I've never seen, but I've never played against a roster with 8 of those. That is unbelievable. And then Brink obviously can hit him. I don't think she shot any today, but she can hit him as well. It's like, gosh, this team could really shoot the ball. So a team that is more zone, we knew it was going to be tough getting to all the shooting. I did think we did a good job in the half court getting to the shooting, though. It was sometimes they were open, and they didn't even realize they were open because we were getting there so often. But it was the transition threes that really, really hurt us.
Hi, Coach. Kevin Allen, Stanford Radio. Curious, because usually when you see teams play zone, it's more of a 2-3 than the 3-2 that you guys play. And they say that one of the areas to attack a zone is to get it to the middle of the floor.
Yeah,
but with
sure.
3-2, it makes it a little tougher to get to the middle of the floor, especially with a team like Stanford that likes to run the high-low. How important is that philosophy of trying to deny middle of the floor with a 3-2 zone?
Well, we generally do a good job matching up. So in the first half, I thought we did an excellent job matching up. That's why, in the second half, they began to set down screens on our person that was supposed to match up in the high post. And because we were fatigued, we didn't do the little things and fight through those like we generally would. But, you know, the high post obviously is the most important part. Like I said, we were fatigued, the down screens, we just weren't fighting through. But generally, we kind of play that action a little better.
You guys did force quite a bit of turnovers, and I just kind of want to ask you the same question I asked them before they went back to the locker rooms about the fact that Tara Vanderveer recognized the fact that you guys played really tough defense. You guys are really scrappy, and you guys got after them, especially on the press. You spoke about a brand of basketball that you're building there, and I want you to, I guess I'm asking for you to elaborate on that, knowing that she saw that as well.
Well, gosh, there's such great defensive teams all across the country. Last year, we were the #1 field goal defense in the country, #1 scoring defense in the country. Then we follow up this year playing faster, and we finished like 3rd or 4th. They know how important that is to me, and they buy into everything we talk about. So it became important to them. Even somebody like Diamond, who came from such historic programs, you know, playing from Vivian Stringer, she's like, gosh, we're going to spend the first 30 minutes on defense? Like, yeah, maybe an hour. But, you know, it's our identity. It's what we hang our hat on. It's from our X and O's part. It's the biggest part of our culture. And we just want to make everybody's life difficult. Now, obviously, they have some great players. But I thought for the most part, fresh, we did an excellent job.
Thank you, Coach, and congrats on a great season.
Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Thanks to everyone for attending tonight's games, and we look forward to seeing you for the second round this weekend. Thank you.